Hello and welcome to the session. In today's session, we will be discussing about Project Management Information System. I'm Akashy Kumar, working in School of Computer and Information Sciences, Indira Gandhi National Open University, and I'll be discussing about this topic with you. In order to understand the Project Management Information System, why it is needed or what is the basic purpose of this particular, let us look into the basic planning and control scheme of projects. Well, the very first phase of any project happens to be the planning. This is a sort of spiral, what you see in the diagram. So in the planning stage, we are basically developing what activities are to be performed, what events are there, right? On the basis of that, we go to the implementation of the project. Now, once we start the implementation just does not mean over here that you start implementing the project completely in that particular sense. Implementation means all the activities which are part of the project. It may include planning of or maybe creating an analysis of project, that is then creating a design, right? So from that particular point of view, and then within the implementation part, or as soon as you start the implementation part, you move to the controlling part also, which happens to be an umbrella activity, technically speaking, on the implementation. So no understandable deviations from the plan, right? Due for new, otherwise if there are no such plans, then there is no problem, you can continue. But if there are typically due for new plans, so new plans are taken care of, implementation continues, and like that. But if there are undesirable deviations, then corrective action or the corrective planning is required in the implementation, right? So this is the essence of when we are doing the project management, right? Now, on what basis these activities, like on what basis I can say these are there is a deviation? I have to have some data, right? So that particular, when we are scheduling the project, surely you are putting some weeks and other kinds of things into place. But there are many other things as far as projects are concerned, which includes the resources and so on and so forth. So whenever there are deviations or we are running out of the schedule, right, that is where the corrective actions will be taken. But the information for those corrective action, now if it is a vast project, it's very difficult to ascertain the information in this particular scenario that this particular part is causing harm to other part. So that kind of a thing comes when we deal with Project Management Information System, which provides us lot of good information, right? So what is Project Management Information System? It is how information need to run a project is organized. So this is what a Project Management Information System would do. It will organize the information, right? Number one, it collects and uses project information through one or more software applications. So if it is a software project, it will take it from various software applications. If it is an infrastructure project, it will collect information of various activities of the infrastructure project, and so on and so forth. PMSIS help project managers to plan, execute, and close their project. So all the activities which you do in project scheduling, you can do with the help of PMIS. Okay, and it helps you in execute those projects in a much more enhanced way. Why? Because you will be getting a lot of good reports out of PMIS. You will be just feeding the basic information to it, and it will be communicating to you what activities you are lagging behind, where you should put more resources, like that. So it is a very useful tool. They help in organizing huge amount of data. So the data is organized by them. What you get is good reports and information out of it. So if we can define a very standard definition, right? So the project management book of knowledge has defined PMIS as an information system consisting of the tools and techniques used to gather, integrate and disseminate the outputs of project management processes. So it is basically gathering, integrating, putting the data together and disseminating in the form of reports. So gather is data input, then integrating is basically processing by that particular system, and disseminating is producing the output for us. It is used to support all aspects of project from initiation, right? Initiating through closing, all initiation to closing, and can include both manual and automated system. So PMIS is needed for any kind of system which you have planned. Now, what are the objectives of PMIS? Well, there are multiple objectives when we are dealing with project management information system. The very first is it records and reports relevant information and the status of various components of the project, right? So basically the information input has to take place, and status of components of the project, like where we are, where different resources are placed, right? Where different manpower or women power which they have been placed, the person power, where exactly they are, where are different person placed in the project, like that. It highlights most critical activities directly to the attention of concerned managers at appropriate level. So the detailed level, wherever the top management is required, on a very precise information will be available. When the middle level managers are required, a detailed information will be provided to them, so that they are able to monitor the project meticulously. It also highlights the deviation from the plan, if any, in respect of every component of the project. So in case of any deviation, that is being understood, or it basically recognizes, right? And finally, it indicates the effects of deviation on the overall status and completion of the project as a whole. But are these the only objectives? But there are some more objectives also. The project management information system also forms the basis of updating of project schedule wherever necessary. So the feedback which you received from the project management information, a lot of information which is there, right? A lot of data which is gathered. From that gathered data, we collect, or we draw good information, and that good information basically is brought back to various given in various visual forms to different managers, and then you will be basically updating the requirements, the project schedule, in case there is this is needed. Okay. It identifies and reports on critical areas which are relevant to different levels of management. So that's what top level management should get, what middle level management should get, what the operational level management should get. All those reports are meticulously arranged, right? It's a well planned system. It is a sort of management information system in that way. It highlights the corrective action plans that need to be taken. Corrective action plans are one of the most important part as far as project management information system is concerned. It also helps in preparation of reports. Then it also helps in monitoring and evaluation of plan, like whether a particular plan, whether it is going as per the plan or not. Do we need to take corrective actions or not? So these are all the basic steps which in any case you got to do when you are dealing with project management. It provides a basis for evaluation of the performance of functions of various managers and their department. So if a particular department is lagging in activity, whatever activities has been designed to them or given to them all the time, then there is a possibility. If one particular team is taking different amount of time and another team is taking a very large or double of the time of a team doing the same activity. This is a area of concern, right? The small differences are okay, but massive differences leads to this kind of it provides the performance criteria. I mean, this helps in recognizing the differences in the performance of various people. Then regular comparison with budget and schedule. It is one of the most important surround area. Like budget is something which governs budget and the schedule. These are the two one of most important aspect which determine the success or the failure of a project. If your budget is running as per normal sense, I mean you're having as per you're going by budget, right, and everything is by time, that is the best implementation. But that never happens in a in a realistic situation. You will be very close to your budget, you will be very close to your time schedule, right? So if a very high level of compliance in both the cases is definitely a hallmark of a good successful project. Then other features, if we can recognize as far as project management information system is concerned, the very first feature, if I want to say, is the data organization, right? Obviously it has to store data in a particular format. Many of you might be knowing about MS Word, you will be knowing about MS Excel, some of you may be knowing about the database systems. All these are data organization tools. Excel allows you some kind of data processing onto the data, whatever, if you're putting some numeric data, you can use formulas on that, but Word doesn't allow you to do that, right? But the data organization, yes, Excel allows you tabular data organization. So are the most of the database systems. So data organization is one of the key area as far as PMI is concerned. When you capture data, you try to capture it in a certain format. You just don't capture data in any kind of format. It becomes very, very difficult. For example, if you are just trying to list the manpower which you have, or the person power or the women power you have, then what you require, the data will be in a typical structure of name, then maybe age, right? Then the next will be the key skills that particular person knows, right? Then the amount of salary or amount of daily salary which this particular draws. Now this will be in a particular format only, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these will be in a tabular form. Now if they are not in tabular form, it's very difficult to make sense out of the data if it is large data, right? So data organization is a sense of any project management information system, for that matter any database system, right? A good data organization is essential. It also allows data to be retrieved, searched, categorized, shared and analyzed. Now it will happen in a better way. Like if you want to retrieve information, you can search information out of it. For example, in Excel you can do it, but in MS Word you can find out about a particular piece of information, but it is slightly more difficult. You can retrieve it, right? You can search it. So categorization and doing lots of operations with data is better if you organize data well, right? And then once it is organized well, it is easily shareable also. Okay, and of course you can perform better analysis on this particular data. The next thing which this PMSIS will allow you to do is schedule and planning. After all, your objective is to schedule and technically on the basis of planning. Okay, so computers easily and you basically allowed to compute early and late schedules, right? Because that is what, you have done it, you will be entering that particular information. It computes slack time and the critical paths also. So this is a good feature which PMIS has. It automatically does those calculations. Remember, computer is very good at performing computations, right? I mean, you can give it, but the basic data is to be given by you. If your data is incorrect, you will get incorrect results. If your data is correct, then only you will get the right kind of results. So the data generation, like how much time is needed for a particular activity, computer can only guide you, but it is you who will be designing or planning that particular part. Once you put that particular information in, computer is going to give you that this is the early and late schedule of doing this particular project, this is the slack time which is computed through all the formulae which you have learned in the previous lecture, and this is the critical part. So it is very good at performing those computation and making things available to you. But the basic information, it is yours and you have to decide. Okay. Then other features are the resource management, right? It includes recording of resources, like what are different resources available, how they are allocated between different activities, even those things you can do. And in turn, it is going to predict. Suppose one resource goes wrong, suppose you put that particular data in, it will immediately predict that by what time this particular resource should be corrected, so that the earliest time it should be corrected. Otherwise, there will be problem. Otherwise, you hire some new maybe resource in place of that. So like that, these things are very easily predictable. So resource management, once again, PMIS is very good at. The next thing it is very good at, and which is most important, is budget. Okay, it is associated costs are with individual tasks are also like PMIS can predict all these things also, but then initial feeding is to be done by us, right? And then accuracy of budget estimation. First, the initial input is ours, and thereafter the computation, how much has been spent, that you simply put in, like this data. Suppose you forget to put information about what are your expenditures for days. Obviously, budget estimation will be incorrect, but if you put all these things very accurately in that, you will get accurate budget estimations. In addition, the next is the control and the performance, right? It analyzes and controls cost of the performance, right? So basically, analyze and control cost and performance. All these things are done by the PMIS. It updates existing plans as per changes. And what is scenario for project manager? What happens, suppose I withdraw a particular resource? So it will give you an answer. What happens when I withdraw some people from a particular activity? So all those answers is going to be answered by this particular project management information system. Then reporting and communication. Now this is one of the most important, I must say, information which is to be given. Why? Because it is to be reported to the users, common users, right? Maybe the stakeholder, maybe the project manager, right? So this has to be in a form which is understandable by them. Like creation of graph, creation of chart is very, very important. PMIS do that, right? Preparing reports, PMIS will beautifully prepare reports for you, sharing, and it is going to share all that information with the team. Now another two more features which are most important in this category happens to be the integration of information. Now integration, access data from different projects can be put together, right? So if you put together all the data under one umbrella of project management information system, your prediction system is going to be also better as far as different activities are concerned, because PMIS will tell you, okay, last time this activity has taken 7 days, right? This time how much you will put. Now that is, once again, you can plan accordingly, right? Integration with other management information system also helps, is the job of PMIS or the feature. So finally, one of the last but the most important feature of PMIS happens to be the documentation. It keeps record of all project related details and online records of project files. Why it is important? Because many a times we forget what has happened and what point of time, and this documentation is available to us all the time. So documentation is a very important role or feature when we are dealing with project management information software. In fact, there are certain statutory requirement, legal requirement, that we document each and every aspect of our project, including the cost and everything. Now, PMIS is going to help you in that particular thing. Okay, and it is also going to, that particular information may, all the documentation may also help you in auditing your project yourself, right? So it's a very good idea to have the documentation part as far as project, which is available with project management information system. Then what are the roles of project management information system? First, it helps in preparing with preliminary budget, including cost estimates and resources. Now, this is one of the most important part of any project. When you are bidding for a project, that at that point of time, you got to make estimates of budget, you got to make estimates on the basis of resource requirement of yours, right? Resource required, the time required, everything, right? So when you are, the budgeting is one of the most important thing, and PMIS is going to help you in that. It helps in presenting the data to decision maker. Now, whenever a decision maker like your bosses and top level bosses, whatever data is to be communicated, it gives us pictorial data which can be presented to them. Helps with dealing with scheduling, including task and critical analysis. So this is, you can say it is just a byproduct, but it is available to us in this particular situation. It helps in detailing the scheduling, including task and critical data. Then it supports cost management planning. The cost is there. Okay, so that particular planning can be done very, very meticulously. It supports resource planning in terms of availability and different levels of resources which are going to be required by you. Okay, at what point of time they will be required by you. Okay, so if the maintenance time is needed and all those kinds of things, everything can be meticulously planned. Collection and storing data from different teams. So you got to use this particular PMIS, where they will be automatically inputting information whatever they have been doing. So that collection of data is readily available to everybody, and even for future projects, that can be a very useful data. It helps in forecasting changes, even if changes are going to be in our schedule, right? The project management tool can definitely tell us, and that too much in advance. Now that is the essence of PMIS. If it doesn't tell information in advance, then there is no particular use. On the last day, if we come to know that our project is being overrun, it has not been completed, right? We many a times we don't even know how much work has already been completed. So if there are delays, by how many days? Right? In what areas the delays are there, how we can overcome those kinds of situations. So lots of decision making is required if PMIS is trying to give us good information. Also, the role of PMIS is to provide us with that particular information. Review whether the project has met its goal and objective. Now that is something which is a very difficult, or I must say, it requires the understanding of the stakeholders, whether the information of stakeholder has been understood by us or not, and we get a lot of marks for our review and so on and so forth, right? So many things can be done with the help of PMIS. Few more roles are there, like archive historical data for future projects. Now this archival can be utilized for for determining the needs of the future projects. If you have done one kind of project earlier and the similar kind of project you are doing later on, then the archival of the historical or the previous data is definitely going to help you. Although it is not going to be duplicated in the similar way, but definitely it is going to help you in that particular direction. And it helps in performance review. Well, I'm not a very, I will not promote performance review as such, but performance review should not be used as to put penalties on people, but performance review is a good idea in understanding where exactly some of the people are lacking and trying to overcome that particular deficiency rather than penalizing people. I mean, that is what you should refrain from as far as my understanding goes, but you are the project manager, so you decide. But all these good things are possible when we are dealing with the project management information system. Wow, wonderful. But there will be certain definite disadvantages also of using PMIS. And the very first disadvantage of using PMIS is going to be, it requires huge investments, right? It's not cheap. Project management information system requires a lot of money to be put in. Okay, then training of staff or team members is very essential, because if they don't put the data correctly, right, PMIS is not going to give us the correct output. So training of staff, that is also expensive. It is not it's not cheap. You got to train each and every person on that particular aspect of it. Then the complexity of software. The software may be complex, so don't try to play with the software. But you require expert help as far as when something goes wrong with the software. Okay, and sometimes you will find some PMIS has poorly designed interfaces, or you have to adapt your system as per the need of the project management information system, and that is something which is not normally not considered good, but then that is necessary because many PMIS may not exactly match your project management scenario or the way you do your project management things. Then the next thing is about integrated PMIS. They allow total project information to be structured into a number of data sets which are integrated by a software. So every activity of the project and different projects are integrated and put together as one project management. So integration of these independent data sets through various processing modules enable high control on project. Now, what are these data sets then? Right? Well, first is the cost data set. Okay, in different the cost data sets like previous cost and all those information you can use in the new projects. The material data sets, how much material is needed, what quality of material is needed. Job card data set relates to how much time or how much effort, how much manpower or women power or person power is needed for a particular job. Rates data set, different kinds of rates which are current rates or which has been approved. The vendor, like different kinds of vendor which are there, some kind of drawings if they are needed, that kind of data set. The network data set related to the network, and finally the history data set. So all these data sets also are made available when you are utilizing the integrated or project management information systems. So in a sense, project management information system is very important when you are dealing with project management, that is project scheduling, project control, all those kinds of activities. So in this particular session, what we have covered is the basics, what exactly project management information system is, what are its basic objectives, what are the basic roles which are played by project management information system, and how what different features are there, or what kinds of activities, or what kind of features which you can utilize, or data sets which you can utilize when you are dealing with integrated project management information system. So with this, I would like to end this particular session now. Thank you for being with me.